Hi, I'm Anshu Sharma here. Welcome to my channel. World is undergoing financial reset, and everybody's life and financial status and the savings will be impacted, may be impacted negatively if we are not prepared and do not understand what exactly is going on. So I'm attempting to make this series in small chunks of information because the whole information is so complicated and huge and political that it's hard to understand it as like in one video, which many of the analysts are attempting to do, and they're doing wonderful job. But for my understanding and yours, I'm making these small chunks of information. Please see the previous videos on de-dollarization. So let's continue. In this particular video, we are going to emphasize the role of China in dollars. In the previous ones, we have discussed many other things like Bretton Woods agreement and fall of euro and how European countries were impacted. So in keeping the dollar alive, uh, in 1970, petrodollars were introduced. Oil was discovered and Gulf countries became very rich. GCC and US made agreement to earn crude oil export revenues in US dollar, and in return, according to the agreement, US will provide the security, which is in question now because Iran has fired missiles on many of the Gulf countries, and they are questioning US provided security. So consequently, with the introduction of petrodollars, and abolishing of gold standard, where many countries were looking to value their currencies according to US dollars, dollar became a very powerful, dominant world currency. So in this particular video, we are going to discuss the rise of China and continued dominance of US dollar. So technology and dollar printing advantage was given to China. China got advantage of technology and dollar printing both. China started doing savings in dollar and doing its saving in US Treasury, and also agreed to implement one child policy. Later, China's entry in World Trade Organization followed when China agreed to do its savings in US Treasury. Export benefits were given to China, and even China stole latest technology. Consequently, because of the two dominant factors, that they agreed to do the savings in dollar and implement one child policy, and also tremendous exports benefit were given to China. China consequently became the global manufacturer of the world. So global manufacturing shifted to China. Free capital, which was printed dollars, were given to China in order to keep its costs down and drive down other nations' competition. Obviously, because of such low cost and cheap labor, other countries were unable to compete with China. China became a manufacturing powerhouse. Let's see the timeline. Early industrial efforts from 1949 to 1978, the economy in China was largely state controlled. The turning point came with economic reforms in late 1970s and 1980s. So beginning in 1978, key changes were introduced. China opened up to foreign investment. China allowed market forces to play a greater role in its manufacturing and trade. Rapid expansion and global integration followed from 1990s to 2000s. So by the 1990s, manufacturing had become central to China's economy. The major milestones were that foreign companies, they set up their factories to take advantage of China's large workforce and low wages. China also joined the World Trade Organization in 2001, which accelerated its integration into global supply chains. By 2010 till present, China emerged as a global leader. By the 2010s, China had overtaken the United States to become the world's largest manufacturer. Today, China produces about 1/3 of the world's manufactured goods, from electronics to textiles to machinery. So as we see in this arrangement, that China became a manufacturing powerhouse with dollar dominance because US was printing money, and that printed money was being supplied to China, and China was able to become the world's manufacturer because of the low wages and China's large workforce. And in return, China was making huge profits. And according to as per the agreement, these profits and the savings, with these profits and savings, China kept on buying US treasuries. Consequently, China, as per last few years, held about 1.3 trillion worth of dollar US treasuries, which now China is totally selling these treasuries, and I guess they have reduced to about 600 billions, which we are going to discuss later on in our this continued series. So for now, I close this video that because of the arrangement between US and China, China became the manufacturing giant, and US continued to hold its position as dominant US dollar currency. So thanks for listening. Bye for now.